It's the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit full stride. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Clippers playing against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Well, for New Orleans, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. And if you want to see what dominance in the paint looks like, you'll see it tonight with DeMarcus Cousins in action. Shaq, how good is he at that center position?
Well, one of the few players who can put up 25 and 12 on a consistent basis. He's got speed, he's got the footwork.
And the feet work, too.
Yeah, feet works pretty good. Got the strength to get it done every night.
Jet.
You just got to change up his mentals, Ernie.
Well, there aren't many other players who can fill up a box score with the ease that Cousins does, every single night. He's a true giant in the post. He's a load to guard. And defensively, he's still a force.
And a double machine. Game's just about ready to start. Time to send it to Kevin Harlan with the call.
We're coming at you from beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana, as the Pelicans prepare to take the court. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. Last outing for the Clippers, it was a loss to the Cavs in Cleveland.
And really, I thought what was the difference in that game, offensive rebound or the lack thereof, a lot of one-and-dones in that game.
You have to crash the glass on both sides of the floor, and they didn't get the job done in terms of creating second chance opportunities.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, Anthony Davis's ascent to stardom has been almost as quick as the physical growth that transformed his game. Davis said, going into my senior season in high school, I grew 7 inches in one summer. Every 2 to 3 weeks, I needed new clothes, new shoes. As I grew, it was like starting all over again. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. As I recall, he said that was a tough adjustment, but he's been ahead of the curve ever since. And, Steve, plenty of athleticism for both of these teams.
You like this. I mean, we understand basketball is a game of skill and fundamentals. But when you have guys who can set themselves apart with their athleticism, it's fun to watch.
High flyers are always a blast, aren't they? Huh?
Not like me and you.
Well, you, not me. Tip-off goes to the Clippers. And the Clippers starting 5. Redick and Bamute make up the perimeter. The Dunkers, Griffin and Jordan, are the bigs. And it's Paul in at the 1 spot. Now here's Griffin, and the shot is good. Griffin's got the first basket of the game for Los Angeles.
The mid-range jumper has become a routine part of Blake Griffin's game.
Holiday against Paul. They set the pick. Thompson passes to Davis. From 13, count it, good.
As soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jump.
The mid-range jump shot, he's so comfortable. He's got such a great feel from that distance.
Now here's Redick. He dishes it to Paul. Pass to Mbamute. And a miss there on the triple.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And Holiday kicks to Thompson. Feeds it to Davis. New Orleans moving the ball around. Holiday dishes to Cousins. Back to Holiday. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Holiday's got his first basket.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
It's something they better correct quickly because he'll start running wild if they don't defend him any tougher than that.
Los Angeles on D. Shoots. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan.
I like that shot for him, though. Very little defensive pressure. He typically rises up and buries that.
And Redick kicks to Jordan. Paul outside. Stolen by Holiday. Down low, here's Cousins. And DeMarcus Cousins, such a polarizing figure for coaches and fans alike. And this is dating back to his college days, even at Kentucky.
Yeah, maturing some, but obviously that fire burns bright within him. His passion is what helps fuel that production, especially when you start comparing him to other true centers.
And he knocks down the first one. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. And around the NBA, Steve, there seems to be a general feeling, I guess, dislike, if you want to call it that, of the Clippers from other fan bases. A lot of it seems to stem from the idea that perhaps the team flops too much and they complain too much.
Yeah, I think it's the whining. But also, I think a lot of fans weren't happy with how the Clippers was able to keep DeAndre Jordan and steal them from the Mavericks. They weren't happy about that situation.
LA's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Kicks to Redick. Good D by Thompson. New Orleans leading by 3. Here's Davis. And Griffin sends it back.
Griffin has great timing. That's the reason why he blocked that shot.
And Redick kicks to Paul. To the middle, here's Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now here is Holiday. 9 points last game out.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
And Paul gets it to go in.
This is why Chris Paul is a winner. He is far from the biggest guy on the floor, but that does not keep him from being fearless on the drive.
Here's Thompson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Lakers. Here is Cunningham. He's guarded by Mbamute. Shot clock at 6. Here's Davis. And again, no good by New Orleans. The Clippers in the lead. And the wide open shot from Redick. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
That's Redick shooting in a nutshell. A quick trigger release once he gets his hands on the ball.
And Thompson kicks to Davis. Outside Holiday. Now the pass to Cunningham. Shot to stop the run. And the layup is good. The Clippers have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. And a quick look now at the NBA scoring leaders. Blake Griffin, number 1. 4th, Anthony Davis.
Anytime these two guys are on the floor at the same time, you're just waiting for one of them to go off, if not both of them.
For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. The dish now to Cunningham. Pass to Cousins. The feed to Cunningham. Second shot opportunity, and Cousins gets it to go.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Paul for 3. Pelicans with the rebound. Cousins has got 4 rebounds in this game. Outside Holiday. He feeds it to Davis. Back to Holiday. Davis sets a screen. Clock at 6. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
Hey, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
And good that time.
CP3 is not afraid to go up against the bigger guys inside. He continuously finds some space, somehow, some way.
Now here is Holiday. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. And it's off from 3-point range. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's his first foul. For Los Angeles, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Griffin passes to Mbamute. Pass to Paul. Jordan the screen. Paul dishes to Griffin. No good that time. Great D that time from Davis. New Orleans has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And Thompson kicks to Holiday. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And listen, you have to take advantage of the freebies. And on that night, they did not. And that is why they just could not recover.
When the defense breaks down, you have to take advantage of them. And because they blew their chances, they have only themselves to blame.
And in a lot of ways, the game today is not as rough as it was back when you played, Steve, in the 90s. But when you look at the current players, and I'm sure you've got a couple names, who are the most physical players you see in the league now?
Let's start with the point guard position. I like Chris Paul, Patrick Beverly. The two-guard position, Tony Allen's very physical. Matt Barnes, Jay Crowder. Power forward, Draymond Green. Zach Randolph is a physical guy.
Isn't he tough?
Steven Adams, he's shown that he's pretty tough. Those are some of the names I'm throwing out right there.
In his day, Kendrick Perkins at that center position. In fact, Oklahoma City got him just for that reason alone.
Yeah, you got some guys
to intimidate.
To intimidate, yes, for sure. Really bad mental lapse by the defense, yet he did not make them pay, surprisingly.
Got a piece of it. Moving it up. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. That one is on Holiday. A platoon swap here for New Orleans. The Clippers also changing it up. Crawford comes in for Mbamute. And it's Austin Rivers in for J.J. Redick. And Chris Paul has been in the league long enough now for many fans never to get to see just how he was when he was a younger player. Steve, in a word, he was scary with his athleticism.
Yeah, Chris Paul has done a nice job of being able to play at a high level. And yes, he's getting older. He's had some injuries. But he's one of those guys, yes, you would love to have your athletic ability, but he can still be a top of the game with his smarts and his ball handling, the way he plays. So he doesn't have to be a high flyer to affect the game. That's Chris Paul.
Here's Rivers. The Pelicans make their last shot. Here's Griffin. No good off the back of the rim.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Moniunas kicks to Hill. Back to Moniunas. Three-pointer. Great D that time from Griffin. Rivers passes to Paul. Lobs it up for Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And DeAndre is one of the best in the business in that situation. You let him sneak in behind you, and you're going to pay.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Dishes to Pondexter. He kicks it to Hill. Moniunas a screen on Crawford. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lets it go from 11, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
He knew he had a matchup he wanted, and he did a great job rising up and knocking the shot down with ease.
Jordan kicks to Paul. He dishes it to Griffin. Passes it to Rivers. A three-pointer off the mark. The Pelicans have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Here's Hill. Another one falls for New Orleans. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Now here's Paul. 20 points for him last game against Cleveland.
And Kevin, a remarkable night for him passing the basketball as well. He did a great job racking up the assists. And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
These are the type of games you love. You can't predict. The only thing you know is it's going to be a close one.
Crawford against Hill. Feeds to Ush. Doesn't go for him. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way, getting their first look of the season at this Pelicans team.
And they didn't have much of a problem with these guys last season, and quite frankly, you wouldn't expect them to.
And then Ashik with the dunk.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
The Clippers trail. Crawford outside. Here's Paul. Jordan dishes to Paul. Goes back up. And it's Jordan. That time on the assist by Paul. 9 points for DeAndre Jordan.
Strong start here early. 4 of his first 5 made.
And Moore kicks to Moniunas. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
For the Clippers, Spates checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Bass comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Felton in for Paul. The Pelicans have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate. And for the Pelicans, to me, one of the things that's kept them out of the upper echelon are really a couple things. It's been their struggles on the defensive end and injuries. I mean, this is a team that has the length and the athleticism, and that's an area where you knew they could make some improvement. So last season was a bit of a disappointment.
1:31 left in the first quarter. Outside Hill. In the corner, Moniunas with it. Good, the assist goes to Hills. Hills got 3 assists now in this one. And for the Pelicans, great length in the front court. Greg, where do they need to get better defensively?
Kevin, I think the wing spots, that's where they really need a stopper. They had more offensively oriented players out there, and with the rise of the 3-ball, length and tenacity on the perimeter becomes so important.
Good point.
Oh, Kevin, not a Petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies.
A nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the bucket.
Here's Moore. Following the basket by Raymond Felton. There's a screen by Moniunas. Outside Hill. Kicks it to Moniunas. It's rebounded by Bass.
See, when you're going into the teeth of the defense, you have to go harder. Soft lay-in won't cut it.
Crawford.
Jamal Crawford, the former Michigan Wolverine, continues to thrive as a scorer.
The Clippers shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
And that one falls for Jamal Crawford. And so Jamal Crawford nails both of them.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Moore outside. The pass to Hill. The dish to Pondexter. It's back to Hill from the arc. And it's Spates with the rebound. From deep. And that's not going to go. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Pelicans on top. They're up by 1. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And one of our game's most explosive dunkers, DeAndre Jordan, tells us what it feels like to be DeAndre Jordan.
And you jump 20 feet in the air, it's like you're flying for a quick second. And then I've learned that how good the dunk was on the reaction of my teammates.
And for a guy like DeAndre, and a guy of DeAndre's size, guys, it's hard to believe how fluid he is in the air.
He's got some body torque into those jams, and just all around he seems to improve his game every year.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Really, it's always a positive when you can get some impact off your bench.
When every reserve or two can come in and provide some quality play, it really energizes the rest of the team.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So for New Orleans right now, at small forward, it's Cunningham with Davis at the 4. Hollis Thompson is out there with Holiday, and it's Cousins in at the 5 spot.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now, here's Redick. Spates sets a screen, and Redick kicks to Spates. 4 on the clock, and that one's on target from the wing. Spates has got his first basket of the night.
And he should thank the team for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him on that play.
Doc Rivers is one of the best in the business. His strength as a coach is first, he has a great job relating with the players. X's and O's, he is superb. And I think for him is he does a good job of being able to call plays on the fly.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now, here's Redick. His scoring average sitting at 15 points a game right now. That's a pretty sizable contribution. Good D by Thompson.
That was a half-hearted pick, and he was just going through the motions on that possession, and now it ends up costing him.
Davis, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Such a unique offensive player as Anthony Davis. Maybe not as skilled, perhaps, as Durant, but they both have that elasticity to just stretch out and finish over the top.
And Davis a little bigger, a little stronger than, say, a Durant. More of an interior game, but as he develops, we're seeing him stretch his range out beyond the arc. And for both him and Durant, I don't think you set any limits on what they can do offensively. You just got to give those guys the green light.
And both free throws good for Davis.
And it's pretty impressive seeing how Anthony Davis has been able to put on muscle since he came into the league. A skinny 215-pounder when he came in. He says the extra strength has been a big factor in terms of his growth as a player.
Good point. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we've seen DeMarcus Cousins become one of the elite big men in the NBA, dominant in the post and even adding the three-pointer to his game. But at times, his temper has overshadowed his talent. Cousins says he's now turned a corner, saying, "My mind has grown. I understand the league better. I understand the politics of it. Now I'm becoming the professional I need to be." It took time. Guys, he understands he now has to lead by example.
He wants to win, David. You know that. Thank you.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And one of the things, Greg, that's been impressive to watch about Anthony Davis's development, he continues to put the time in, work in, staying in the weight room. You talked about it before, adding that muscle.
A great point. And you knew he had the frame to carry more weight. Just look at those broad shoulders. A lot of it actually is just eating more. He had to make sure he was eating the right things. But after that, it was about eating in volume.
Our kind of guy.
Yeah.
Because he's such an explosive force down low, the defense threw everything they had at him, and it worked.
Spates sets a screen. Shoots off the screen, uses the glass that time, and it's good. Spates has got his second bucket tonight. Here's Holiday. He has 7. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Spates with the block. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's foul number 2 for him. And here's Redick. Here's the screen. Pass to Mbamute. Here's Felton. Offensive rebound. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Los Angeles, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. He's off on the first. Well, for every NBA player, there seems to be a moment, Smitty, when they realize that they had a special talent, that the game came easy to them. Did you have that kind of moment where you said, you know what, I'm pretty good at this game?
You know what helped me, Kevin? Drafted by the Miami Heat. And sometimes where you're drafted and the people around you. I played with Glenn Rice from the state of Michigan, played at Michigan. Then I also played with Willie Burton. He's from my neighborhood.
Sure is.
So getting a chance to have guys familiar, some similar backgrounds, Grant Long as well, it made life a little bit easier. I think when I knew I was special, when the first time I heard my name in the starting lineup.
I bet. And Miami is not too bad a city to begin your
career. Not at all. Yeah, Michigan was pretty cold. I was down there in Miami.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Ashik's checked in. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Griffin's checked in. And the Clippers miss again. Pelicans leading by 5. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Here is Mbamute. Out of bounds. New Orleans will take possession. And some great passing here so far. Let's check out this chart that breaks down where the assists have been coming from for Los Angeles.
And their guards have been the ones to really set the tone here tonight with their ability to create shots. You talk about the big fellas. They love to play with guards who try to keep them involved offensively.
For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. And Holiday kicks to Ashik. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbamute. That's his first foul. Ball's checked in for Raymond Felton.
What is this ball?
Here's Thompson. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And now Paul pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And he comes up with the deuce.
And when he takes it inside, the points are going to come, whether like that possession or just getting to the line.
And Holiday kicks to Ashik. Thompson passes to Cunningham. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. That one's good. The New Orleans lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Mbamute.
It doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
He thrives in the open court. Such an aggressive finisher.
Now, here's Thompson. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. 5 on the clock, and Ashik kicks to Holiday. Trying to find Davis. He's got it now. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. The Clippers have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. It's stolen by Davis. Here's Thompson. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Clippers trail by 3. It's stolen by Davis. Holiday dishes to Davis.
Whoa! That's beautiful. Beautiful.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
No doubt. That could be a gigantic swing in momentum, given how that sequence developed.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Hill, he's checked in for Dante Cunningham. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 5. Paul kicks to Redick. It's tipped. Here's Griffin. And the Clippers miss again.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
And if you're the defense, you probably should sag off him right now because he's not knocking down anything. Second foul of the first half. They have a decision to make now. Leave him in or have him take a seat.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Clippers. Rivers comes in for J.J. Redick. Hill against Crawford. Hill, no good. The Clippers shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. And for NBA teams, the hardest thing to do is to get superstar talent, obviously. The Pelicans have that in Anthony Davis. How, Greg, do you think they build around him?
Well, a big part of it is just him staying healthy. I mean, we all know this is the team that's had horrible luck in that regard. Now they're shaping personnel to fit the new coaching staff. A bit more shooting, more depth. I think that's going to be key.
Now Davis. After the missed 3 from Jamal Crawford. And it's Davis with the jam.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Clippers trail by 9. To the inside. Griffin. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
Blake has a lot of different moves inside the paint, and you can see right there that was a nice finish by Blake.
Thompson passes to Holiday. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Holiday's got 8 here in the quarter.
Oh, he's heating up here now in the second quarter. Watch out.
Paul kicks to Griffin. Paul against Holiday. Thompson right side. A little shot fake there, got the D out of position. And now a 12-point Pelican lead.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Yes, the reason why they've moved the basketball around to get wide open looks.
Now here's Crawford. 11 points for him in that last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Pelicans leading by 12. Holiday with it. Chris Paul covering. Left side Davis. Inside. And then Ashik with the dunk.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
If you aren't going to at least step in front of him, you can't be surprised when he throws it down like that.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Thompson for 3. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Oh, Griffin in position. It's stolen by Davis. Thompson for 3. Rebound by the Clippers. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for him. And now Davis pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And then Ashik with the dunk.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And the Clippers call time here.
When you see Chris Paul, you start to talk about a guy that's a throwback point guard, can score the basketball, but also can average double figures in assists. Career averages of 19 and 10.
And for Paul, with his numbers, he is a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. And Steve, you have to wonder where he will land on the point guard list when it's all said and done.
You know, I think he'll be right there, maybe in the top 5, top 7 of all time. His defense sets him apart from a lot of these point guards. A great playmaker, but one thing you love about him is now he's adding that he can score the basketball. He does a little bit of everything. He'll be one of the best, maybe not the best of all time.
Some changes for New Orleans. Monty Eunice is checked in for Anthony Davis. Pondexter comes in for Hollis Thompson. And it's E'Twaun Moore checking in for Drew Holiday. Crawford outside. Los Angeles with another miss.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Moniunas kicks to Hill. There's the feed to Usher. Crawford with the steal. And it's sent back by Hill.
Awfully hard to get back into the game when one of your key shooters is this ice cold and has been all quarter.
A nice shot by Pondexter.
Yeah, they've gone away from the triple as they look to protect this lead.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Griffin kicks to Jordan. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Pass to Rivers. Looking to end the drought. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Moniunas has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Moore outside. He feeds it to Moniunas. And Asha kicks to Moniunas. Griffin with some nice D.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
Those types of shots are low quality. You're not going to win too many friends on that one. Well, they're still behind in this game, but not because of his shooting. He's been lights out.
Moore dishes to Moniunas. Here's Pondexter. He's guarded by Rivers. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Control the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
And he makes the first.
And they struggled a bit at the line in the first quarter, but they have been terrific in the second, up to almost 85% overall.
Brandon Bass is checked in for the Clippers. Felton comes in for Chris Paul. Both free throws good from Pondexter. With the way the Clippers have ended the last 2 seasons, they can't help but feel nervous if they get back into the playoffs. Don't you think, Steve? 2 times in a row they've been up in a series. Both times they've ended up, going home losing.
Yeah, I think for the Clippers, but they got to look at it and say, hey, you know what? We've had injuries to star players. They won't be able to shake this until they win another series. Well, he's put up zeros for an entire quarter. Not the way you try to get back into this ball game.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
The Pelicans have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
At the line for 2.
Free throw good, Ashik. And with the Clippers having perhaps their best team ever these last few seasons, is it just bad luck, Steve, that they haven't been able to move on and do more with their season?
Yes, there's some truth to that. When you start talking about a team with all this talent, it just really comes down to this team competes. They have stars. It just comes down for them, some unlucky breaks for them, especially on the injury side.
And a great job from the line this quarter. They've gotten their percentage way up there.
Dishes it to Jordan. He kicks to Felton. Back to Jordan. And it goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Felton.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And here are the Pelicans now. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Moore outside. He dishes it to Moniunas. Fader on the way. The shot, no good.
Right idea, but just too much heat on him defensively, even with the fadeaway.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Pelicans lead by 19. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Doc, does it look like you guys are getting the looks you want offensively?
I don't mind the shots. They're good shots for the most part. I would like extra passes every once in a while, but overall, our shots have been not bad. We got to get stops.
Okay, we'll see if the ball moves or sticks in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny Smith, right there, and Shaquille O'Neal, he's right there. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys are working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
It is just about time now for the third quarter to begin. After the final buzzer sounds, the three of us will still be sitting here talking to you.
Actually, it's 4 people.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. You gotta like what Omer Asik has done in this game.
And how about his scoring in that first half? He just looked like a different player today, really on point.
I thought the difference was he was more aggressive.
And here are the Pelicans now. 19-point game. So for the Clippers right now, veteran backcourt with CP3 and Redick at the 1 and the 2. The forwards are Baamute and Griffin. And it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. Here's Cunningham. That one doesn't go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Redick inside the line. It's rebounded by New Orleans. And pushing it up. Here's New Orleans. And it's slammed in by Davis.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there. Dead on target.
Paul kicks to Redick. Pass to Jordan. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. The shot's good from Paul.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
Yeah, he's one of those players. He operates at a different speed versus the defense.
Now here is Holiday. Cunningham kicks to Moniunas. Feeds to Davis. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Jordan's got 11 rebounds in the game. Here is Baamute. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Davis kicks to Cunningham. Now the pass to Holiday. Here's Thompson, and the layup is good. Thompson's got 6 points.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
That explains the gap on the scoreboard. Attacking offense against a defense that's far too relaxed.
On the wing, Thompson. Count it. Good. 8 points for him.
Really good shooting night for him, doing everything he can to help his team stretch this lead.
Paul kicks to Redick. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, Griffin, Steve, might be the most well-known of players in the NBA just because of how marketable he is. You see him a ton in commercials, and he really is one of the biggest faces in the league.
Well, he's one of those guys. You see him in a lot of guest spot appearances on comedy shows, and he's fit right in. A playful guy. And also, when you can have the jumping ability that Blake Griffin has, a lot of people want to market you. Blake Griffin, a terrific player, but the first thing you think about with Blake Griffin is flying high and dunking the basketball, a highlight reel.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Monty Eunice. Griffin hits them both. Now, Steve, as you said, there are other great dunkers in the league, but for in-game dunks, Blake Griffin is just one of the best. He's on that short list of feared players.
Yes, he has the body and size to take the bump, and you know he can go over people, but a lot of times he likes to go through you. He sheds off contact and still gets several feet above the rim.
Holiday, second shot opportunity, and it's Davis laying it in. And the Pelicans lead by 21.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And most first-round draft picks in the NBA, Steve, have the unique experience of waiting in the green room on draft day, anxiously listening for their name to be called. What was that day? What was that moment like for you?
You know what? Nerve-wracking because, you know, I was projected to go anywhere from 2 to 10. So when you start to hear 2, 3, 4, luckily I went 5th, Kevin, but just hoping I didn't fall far to 10. But I think I tell young guys, whether you're 1 through 10, you just want to go to there where it's a great fit for you.
And all the teams that work you out, they probably all say, hey, Steve, if you're available, we're going to take you. I mean, you get a lot of that when you're going through the process?
Yeah, you do. And then you start to believe that you just got to go out there and play your best and wait to see on draft day. Because sometimes you're picked by that team, and the next thing you know, you're traded a pick after.
And as you've said before, being drafted by Miami was a godsend. You thought it was the perfect place for you to go.
I thought it was. A great fit for me. Had some guys that I played against throughout my high school and college career. It was perfect.
Pelicans leading by 21. Davis with a screen on Paul. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, so tough to see when a player goes down with an injury like that.
Yeah, this one looks like it could be really bad. Hopefully we can get an update on this one pretty soon.
And the Clippers making a change here. Pass is checked in. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times. Because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
Clippers trail by 21. Paul kicks to Bass. Now the dish to Redick. Pass to Spates. Goes up on the wing. And it goes down 2 points. Spates has got 6 points. For New Orleans, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. And Holiday kicks to Cousins. The feed now to Thompson. Pass to Davis. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. He's got 16. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Redick passes to Paul. Second chance shot. It's deflected. Holiday with it. Chris Paul covering. Cunningham dishes it to Cousins. And Cousins throws it down.
Sound offensively. Really no other way to put it here in the second half.
They shot the lights out in the second half, knocking down open shots and contested shots. That's just an awesome assist. Really paced the ball in their ideal spot.
New Orleans leading by 21. Outside Holiday. Davis sets a screen. Here is Cunningham. He's guarded by Mbamute. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. Shot clock at 6.
Redick's defense is very underrated. He really uses a lot of energy to make life tough for whoever he's guarding.
Mbah-a-Moute. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Davis kicks to Holiday. Davis sets a screen. Holiday, the pass to Cousins. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Maurice Spates.
You know, you think about DeMarcus Cousins. Every time you feel like he's kind of nearing his ceiling, he just explodes through it. I mean, some of the stat lines he put up, they're legendary. And if he weren't already difficult enough to defend last year, he added the ability to stroke that three-pointer. I mean, you're talking about a 7-footer with the complete repertoire on the offensive end.
That free throw good from Cousins. And talking about Cousins' new outside shot, he hadn't taken more than 22 three-pointers in an entire season before last year. Wow, quite a change.
Yeah, everything Cousins is doing skill-wise on the money. Maybe you'd like for him to shoot for a higher field goal percentage, but that could be nitpicking. The important thing is the total effect he has on his team.
Now here's Paul. 11 points in the game. Kicks it to Bass. He feeds it to Spates. Clippers moving the ball around. And Mbah-a-Moute can't get it to go.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Thompson kicks to Cousins. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists in the game. LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Dishes it to Spates. He kicks it to Bass. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. This is his first free throw of the game.
Brandon Bass. 2 shots.
Two shots.
The first one falls. Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for the Pelicans. E'Twaun Moore comes in for Drew Holiday. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Chris Paul. And so Bass nails both of them.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Pelicans leading by 21. Moore dishes to Pondexter. Passes it to Cousins. To the paint. It's deflected. It's stolen by Bass. And Mbah-a-Moute kicks to Felton. The Clippers rebound. Here's Bass. From 13 feet, it goes down. The Pelicans have gone 7 of 12 from the floor since coming out of the break. Here's Moore. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Cunningham inside. He's guarded by Mbah-a-Moute. Cunningham gets the bucket. And the Pelicans lead by 21. Now Redick takes a 3. Rebounded by Moore. Pondexter with it. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Spates.
And checking out some numbers here for J.J. Redick. His last 10 games, 9th in free throw percentage. And his sweet shooting stroke places him in the top 15 league-wide in three-point percentage. You've got to play him tight.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Omer Asher, he's checked in for Davis. And it's Hill in for Dante Cunningham.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high-percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
The Pelicans have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. And here's Crawford. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Bass, a screen on Hill. There's Crawford with the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Crawford's got 7 points in the game.
Crawford has been a solid outside shooter throughout his lengthy career. Got to at least get an arm up as he's going up.
And Asha kicks to Pondexter. He dishes it to Cousins. Feeds to Pondexter. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
The way he threw that pass with such ease on the run, that was a thing of beauty.
Felton against Moore. Felton kicks to Crawford. From 18 feet away. They get it back. Bass off with the layup.
I like the aggressiveness, but against that type of defensive pressure, he's out of his element.
Kept alive. A second chance effort. And there's a foul. It's on Maurice Spates. Screen by Cousins. To the middle. Here's Hasek. It's rebounded by Bass. Bass has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Okay, time now for an injury report. Now for an update on Blake Griffin's injury, let's go to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a status report from Los Angeles' head athletic trainer. Unfortunately, it looks like that injury is going to be a severely sprained ankle. He's not going to return to this game, and unfortunately, it looks like he could be out for a while, Kevin.
David, thanks for the great update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it, and better than ever.
And I'm sure his teammates want to see him come back very, very soon.
Solomon Hill. 2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
First one falls for him.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Monty Eunice has checked in. He's off on the second. And the fans all love Maurice Spates. He added a 3-pointer, you know, Steve, to his game over the past few years. He is now one of the better stretch 4s because of it.
And that's hard work. People call him Mo Buckets. Maurice Spates loves taking the 3. He lights up, and you know what? His teammates, you can tell when he's taking that shot, they're looking for it to go in.
And so here is New Orleans after the basket by Los Angeles. Cousins, the pass to Pondexter. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Moore. And again, no good by New Orleans. The Clippers shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Crawford with another miss.
Right now, he's trying to find the mark. Unfortunately, he's starting to feel a little bit desperate.
And stolen by Spates. Felton kicks to Rivers. Fires from the corner. He's off on that one. And New Orleans will come the other way. Moore outside. Down low. Hill. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Jordan, he's checked in for the Clippers.
Well, Etuan Moore is one of those guys that I love. Undersized, maybe at the 2 spot or at the 3, but he plays the 1, the 2, the 3, and he has a very, very smooth-looking shot.
Free throw drops for Hill. And with Moore, you like how he'll poke and prod at the defense to create space for himself and even others. Also creates for his teammates, like I say, if they bite on that fake.
What you love about Etuan Moore, undersized as a 2, but he can get it done. But offensively, he can play a little bit of 1. He can play off the basketball. He just does all the little things for your team.
And so it's New Orleans with it. After the miss from Crawford. 6 on the shot clock. Cousins, no good.
When you're that wide open from a very makeable distance, you have to come away with points.
Crawford dishes to Felton. Jordan kicks to Crawford. Bass, a screen on Hill. They get it back. Jordan's shot is off.
And surprisingly couldn't connect. That's a high percentage a look as he's going to get.
Here's Moore. On target from 13 feet.
It looked like the defense just flat out froze out there. Clear breakdown in communication to allow that easy bucket.
Felton kicks to Bass. Back to Felton. Bass with a screen for Felton. Over to the left wing. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Pondexter. It's rebounded by Bass. Bass has got 6 rebounds here tonight. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And DeAndre showing off yet again why he's one of the best rebounders in the league. If you don't box him out, he'll destroy you.
Here's Moore. Following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Moniutis in the post. Pass is there. No good from Moore. Now here's Rivers. No one near Felton as he lets it go. No good from outside. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Pelicans on top, running away with it. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And now we take a look back to Doc Rivers talking to his team from his huddle.
The ball has not moved this entire game. Don't predetermine the game. Play the game.
And Doc Rivers very frustrated. You can hear his words. He was expecting to see this offense run the way it was designed to run.
Yeah, it's ball movement. It's also player movement. When you're static out there, it takes away so many of your offense's options.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. We've got Quincy Pondexter. Alexis Ajinça is out there with Moniutis. Then there's Frazier. And it's Dupont in at the shooting guard. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. And so here is New Orleans following the miss by Paul Pierce. Frazier kicks to Moniutis. There's a screen by Moniutis. 6 to shoot. Tries again. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Moniutis has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Pelicans. Johnson sets the screen for Rivers. Moniutis with the steal. Frazier kicks it to Pond. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, in 2015, the NBA began issuing the 2-minute report, a review of the officiating in the last 2 minutes in overtime and close games. They want total transparency. It has drawn some criticism. What do you think of it?
You know, I know we want transparency, and I have to take my hat off to the referees. They have the hardest jobs in sports. We're talking about players and GMs, but these guys are under a microscope, and I like that they're showing some transparency right now. We just can't get all of they make mistakes. We get a chance to see where they made mistakes, and I like what they're doing right now. They're saying and understanding that, yes, we made a mistake, and they're acknowledging it.
And Los Angeles guys shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Rivers kicks to Felton. Johnson, the pass to Felton, pulls it from the elbow. Pelicans with the rebound. Moniutis has got rebound number 8 now on the night. In the corner, it's Pondexter. It's hauled in by the Clippers. An even 3-on-3 break. The shot by Pierce will not go.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yes, getting a little ahead of himself on that play.
Clippers have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Johnson outside. The pass to Pierce. Again, Pierce missing.
Couldn't have been more wide open on that one.
The Pelicans have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Ajinça and the chase by Ajinça.
I tell you what, you've got to build a wall around the bucket to keep this man from attacking.
And Greg, even then, he might just go over it. Check out the elevation he gets here. My goodness. And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Basket counts.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Now here's Frazier. There's the dish to Moniunas. Fades and shoots. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. For Los Angeles, they've gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Felton against Frazier. Johnson the screen. Felton inside the three-point line. Moniunas grabs the miss. Moniunas has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. There's a screen by Moniunas. Frazier kicks to Pondexter. 4 on the shot clock. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Smitty, the replay system becoming more and more a factor for NBA officiating these days. What do you think of the way it's playing out?
You know, I like it, Kevin. The only part I have a problem with is how much time is taken. I think they can get to an answer quickly. I'd be okay with it.
So you think it's slowing down the game unnecessarily?
Yeah, I think so a little bit. On certain plays, it's obvious what the call is. I think they got to get right to it.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Anthony Davis comes in for Moniunas, and it's Cunningham in for Quincy Pondexter.
This is just one of many areas where Redick has improved, reading the floor and finding his guys for good, quality shots.
Frazier outside. And he knocks down the jumper.
He's really lucky that one went in because that was a pretty sloppy possession overall.
Felton kicks to Johnson. Spates sets a screen. Left side, Redick to the inside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
And that one falls for Spates. And the Clippers making a switch here. Paul's checked in. And both free throws good for Spates. Well, we see it every year, and recently it's as bad as ever, Steve. What do you think about the coaching turnover rate in the league?
You know, Kevin, I don't like it. I mean, you have coaches change from style to style, and then after 2 years, a guy is gone. He got to give him a chance to be able to implement his style and get a chance to get a camaraderie with his players. It's too much right now.
Here is Frazier. It's Ajinça, top of the key, pass to Tupon. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, easy call.
Shooting for New Orleans, Anthony Davis. At the line for 2.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. And both free throws good for Davis. The Clippers have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. And Spates gets it to go.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Here's Dupont. The Clippers getting the bucket. And there's the feed to Frazier. To the paint. Here's Davis. And Davis pulls it down.
Ooh, put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Now, here's Paul. Here's Spates. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Well, Steve, we've heard about the idea of locker room presence and guys that have had a good impact on the morale of a team. Just how valuable do you think that is for a team over the course of a season?
I think it's great. You hear the coaching staff talking over and over their voice, but just to have that veteran to say it in a different way. And he's on the bus with you. He's in the locker room. And it's kind of the same message, but it's from a guy who's played it, who's been around, and a lot of guys you respect, so you listen.
Did you like the role? Because I know you were respected at the various stages of your career by younger players you played with.
Yeah, I think it's your duty.
Right.
As a guy that's been around, coming to the end of your career, you got to pass on that knowledge to the younger generation.
First free throw is good. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. For New Orleans, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Here's Tupac. Tries again. Davis with the bucket. Davis has got 22.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Exactly what he's trying to do. Take an opponent that's struggling to keep pace and just put them further in the rearview mirror.
And Redick kicks to Spates. Los Angeles with another miss.
You love the closeout on that possession.
I love it because you don't give up on the play. Just that little contest bothered his shot.
Now here's Pierce. Pass to Paul. He feeds it to Spates. Wide open look. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Spates has got 10 points in just the second half. Frazier outside. Down low, Davis sets a screen. This one for 3. Paul with the defensive effort. The Clippers shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. And Redick the bucket on the assist by Pierce. Redick's got 4 points this quarter.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
He thrives in the open court. Such an aggressive finisher.
Now here's Frazier. Davis dishes to Cunningham. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Now the league last summer decided to implement new rules, Steve, to discourage the hack-a-shack intentional fouling. What'd you think?
You know what I like, Kevin, to see if we can get to a number during all quarters. If you get to a number, say, 15 team fouls. After that, no matter who it is, it's 2 shots and the ball. I think that will limit the hack-a-shack rule.
Possession would be a big factor in that,
huge.
wouldn't it?
Yes.
That's good from Cunningham. Clippers have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. Paul kicks to Redick. Here's Redick.
If you're trying to figure out why these guys can't catch up, his inconsistent shooting is a good place to start.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
No good from Moore.
Well, he's trying to help put the game out of reach. Instead, his poor shooting is keeping the other side in this.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
New Orleans has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Tapon kicks to Asik. Johnson against Davis. Here's Tapon. No good off the front iron. Outside, Pierce. To the inside, Spates. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Tapon, covered by Redick. And it's Tapon missing.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
And that kind of tier of defense is crucial to any team's success. Gotta defend the paint.
We see it practically every game. A player picks up a few quick fouls. Has to change how they play. Steve, just how drastic of a mentality change is it when you're playing in foul trouble?
Well, it takes away a little bit of your aggressiveness. And I think also you have to rely on your teammates, especially if you're in foul trouble. Especially for star players, you want to keep them around. So a lot of times the coach will say, hey, go double team so the star player or players won't pick up the next foul.
And so it's New Orleans with it, following Chris Paul's three-point attempt. And Asik kicks it to Tapon. Shot clock at 5. And he gets it to go.
And they are trying to put the hammer down, attacking the rim whenever they can.
Well, that's how you bury an opponent when they're struggling. Don't ease up. Just keep going hard.
Now here's Paul. To the paint. And Asik sends it back. Wow! And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. Hill, he's checked in for New Orleans. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Johnson's checked in. The tray. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Asik's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Moore passes to Tapon. Asik dishes to Moore. Hill kicks to Moore. Pierce with the steal.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pelicans.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season. I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Anthony Davis.
So many times tonight, one of his steals led to something else positive happening for them.
Oh! Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
They did. Fantastic run here to really put this game to bed.
A different look for the Clippers. Brandon Bass is checked in for Pierce, and it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. .41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Crawford. Tight defense on him. Paul outside. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. 20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Tapon. Now Moore. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here, and the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, DeMarcus. Congrats on the win. We know how intense you are on the floor, but it looked like tonight maybe you're having a little fun out there.
That's the thing. I'm just trying to come out here and have fun. I got a lot going for myself, and I'm too blessed to be out here frowning all the time. So I'm going to try to keep a smile on my face.
Well, it's a good look for you, man. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, friends and neighbors. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith as we move forward to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis. If he did any better in the second half, he'd be jealous of himself. What a spirited performance. And how'd you feel about his performance, Shaq?
When he's on his game, Anthony Davis is the best power forward in the NBA. He can run, he can rebound, he can flat out dominate. He's got the perfect skill set for a big man.
Well, he just couldn't be stopped out there. Easily the best player on the court tonight. It wasn't just talent, he was the aggressor.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.